Welcome back to my garage yard sale video game pickups. Now it's been a little while since I've done one of these videos. It's been about 2 weeks or so, but I have been picking up different games and different consoles, stuff like that. So I'm actually going to show you that right now, what I got this past weekend and a little bit what I got last week. But I have so many games I'm going to have to split this up in a couple videos again. But yeah, so let's get started right away since I don't want to make this video too long. And here it is. We'll start with this one first. Now as you can see, this big briefcase, it looks like a James Bond 007 briefcase. It even pops open like one, like right there. You know, it's pretty cool. When I saw it, I'm like, what the heck is in that thing? And then the first thing I did, went over there, go pop it open, and this is what I found. You got original PlayStation 1. You have two PlayStation controllers with dual analogs, which is really good. And then you have the power cord. You have the AV out. So it's pretty cool. It came out everything, every different type of connection that you needed. It even came with a memory card, which I don't know if I got it on videotape right there, but it does have a memory card, so I'll show you guys that shortly. But yeah, just imagine someone walking around with a big James Bond looking briefcase, and you think they're up to no good, and all of a sudden they just lay it down, pop it open, and it's a PlayStation 1. So I thought that was pretty neat to find at a garage sale. It did come with a PlayStation memory card, so you can see right there, which is always a good thing to find. And this is a closer look at the console itself. Now, it's really good condition. Now, I did show you guys a PlayStation 1 a long time ago in one of my garage sale pickups video, but this one's different. As you can see, it only has three connections in the back. The one's for the power, of course. Then you have the one for the AV out, and then this one's a serial I/O. And that's it. There's no connections for the three colors. There's no composite connections or anything like that. And it's really slimmed down to what they have. And of course, the next model after that is the PS1, which really has nothing there to connect to the back of it. So when I got this, is a pretty interesting story. When I saw it there, the guy didn't really say price or anything, but I looked at it, and the first thing I did was open the PlayStation. That's what you do. I opened it up, and the button was stuck. As soon as I pushed it open, it was stuck down, and I kept trying to close it. Every time I closed it, it popped back open. So I told the guy, like, look, the button's stuck there. He's like, yeah. He's like, well, make me an offer. I'm like, I really don't know, because I don't know if it works, and the way the button's stuck right, I don't know if it's gonna give me problems or anything like that. So it turns out that the guy's like, he said I could have the whole thing for $10. I'm like, okay, that sounds great to me. Like, even if it doesn't work, like $10, it's a great opportunity. So $10, I get that. I get the two controllers, which I know is gonna work. I get the power cord, AV connections, a memory card, that weird looking briefcase. Like, for $10, I thought that was without a doubt deal, and I gave him $10 right away. It turns out when I went home to clean this, as you can see, it's really nice and clean and everything. When I went home to clean it, I opened it up and I wanted to see what was wrong with the button. It turns out it was missing a spring. So I'm like, okay, that's weird that this doesn't have the spring. So that means that someone must have opened this to begin with. I don't know, to clean it or whatever they did, because this usually has a spring underneath it. And once you press it open, the spring pushes the button back up. After I knew that it's missing the spring, I decided to look at the power button. And underneath the power button had a spring. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone knows, I don't think the power button has a spring or ever comes with a spring, because it's pointless, because the power button, when you click it, it locks in place. And then when you click it again, it pops back up. And it doesn't need a spring for that, because there's something inside of it that pushes it up and pushes it down. So I took the spring from the power button and I put it straight to the open button. And next thing you know, it works every single time. It goes back in. See that? Opens. And it clicks back in, and that's it. It won't stay there. It pushes it back open the way it's supposed to, and that's it. So I was really happy about that. Besides that, the console works great and everything works good. I already have a really nice PlayStation already, and it's boxed and everything. In fact, the one I showed you guys in that one video replaced my original one that was boxed, and then I got rid of the extra one. I'm probably gonna get rid of this too. I'm going to probably keep one of the controllers and get rid of everything else in like a bundle for someone. And that's pretty much it. So I think this is a pretty good pickup. Now, the next pickups that I got this past weekend was pretty cool. It was all by accident, to be honest with you, because I already had a plan to go to this one garage sale, and I had to make a U-turn on this dead-end street. So when I went to go make a U-turn, I actually noticed there was a garage sale there, and I saw a whole bunch of toys stacked up. So, you know, I left my car running, I stepped outside so I could go straight to it and ask the person if they have any video games. But as I got closer to the person, I noticed that this person had the Furby, you know, that little toy Furby that everyone used to go crazy for years ago during Christmas. She had the original Furbies stacked up in the original boxes and stuff, like never opened, which I thought that was amazing. She had Lord of the Ring characters and boxes, like it was insane the amount of stuff this lady had. So I talked to her, and then I find out she's a toy collector. You know, so I asked her, well, do you have any video games or anything? She said, no. I'm like, you don't have any Nintendo, Sega? And then she said, well, I do have something to add. So right away, you know, I got excited. I'm like, well, do you mind selling them or anything? Or is anything for sale? She said, yeah, if you could wait a couple minutes, I could go grab it. So, you know, as soon as she said that, I went back to my car, turned off the car, you know, closed the windows, locked the doors, and I sat down and waited. I didn't care how long she was gonna take or anything, but luckily she only took about 5 to 10 minutes to get everything. And she came back downstairs, and well, I guess I'm about to show you guys exactly what she came with. So this is pretty cool, check it out. So as you can see, the lady brings out a Nintendo Game Boy Color, and it's pretty cool. It's a teal color. I'll give you guys a closer look in a little while, but for right now, as you can see, it's in great shape. The screen's in perfect shape. It looks like it was never used. And I'll pretty much go over why it's proof that it's pretty much never used in a second. But this bag over here, this carrying case from Nintendo is pretty cool. The inside of it also had a Game Boy Color one that had a bunch of manuals inside of it. So I'll show you guys that as well, which I thought was pretty damn cool, to be honest with you. Yeah, man, like I'm really like enjoying all the stuff that came in this. Like we also have the charger over here, which that is awesome right there. You know, you can run it with the adapter that you don't have to use batteries or anything, which you could do that as well. You also have inside, you know, a couple games that was in there, Pokemon Pinball, and I'll show you the rest of the games up close in, you know, a little while. But I just want to give you guys a look at the stuff that came in this little bundle over here, which I thought was pretty cool for a Game Boy Color. And this lady took great care of it. She barely used it, looked like, at all. So I'm going to show you guys that in a little while, but besides that, that's pretty cool. So here's the Game Boy Color that you saw in the video. Now, as you can see, it's in great condition. You know, look at that screen, no scratches or anything. It just looks like, you know, no one used it. And the reason why it looks like no one used it is because pretty much no one did use it. Because if you look inside, when I took out the battery, they left the battery in there, and there's powder, the acid from the battery is inside of that. Now the good news is I got this in time because the fact that the battery didn't do too much damage or anything inside. Because sometimes when you do that, the battery will corrode like the outside of, you know, where it won't read a charge or anything anymore. But luckily it still reads the battery, charge, everything. What I'm going to do is, I don't have the tri-screw anymore, which is what you need for like the Nintendo Game Boys and stuff like that. So I already ordered on eBay, that's coming in. I'll get that soon. I'll be able to open it up and clean off the little powder just because that's annoying me, and plus it's never good to have like battery acid lying around. So that'll be cleaned out. Besides that, it looks really clean, it's really good. One other problem though is the speaker is really low. It's hard to hear anything out of. Now of course the head jack works great on it, but the speaker does not, and that's a huge problem with the Game Boy Colors and also original Game Boy. Eventually the speaker either blows out or wears out, stuff like that, but it is an easy fix. eBay, another thing I bought was another speaker, $1.50. I got a new speaker. It should be here by next week or so. And that's it. All I have to do is solder a new speaker on. It's really simple to do. If you guys aren't familiar how to do stuff like that, just look on YouTube. There's plenty of videos to show you that. It's only 2 wires. You have to unsolder and then solder it back on with the wire, and that's it, and it will work like it's brand new. So it's really simple fix, but the most important thing when you're looking for the Game Boy Colors, especially a teal one, is the screen. You know, you want to make sure everything's in perfect condition, the buttons work great, So this is a great find, and it's very simple to fix. It's gonna, with all the parts I had to order to get it, it cost me $3.50. So to be honest with you, that's nothing for me. And plus I needed a new tri-screw anyway, screwdriver. So yeah, so I was really excited about that. But also, in the video, what you guys saw was this right here. And I didn't look when I was at the garage sale, but later when I came back home, I noticed that inside of it had this, all of the manuals. So it has all the manuals for the games that were shown. So I'm not gonna pull them out or anything like that because they're really nice and neat, but I'm gonna show you the games that I got. So this is really cool that this came with it. This lady really just took care of everything. She barely used anything. She kept care, like the manuals, everything. It would have been cool if she had the boxes, but I mean, to have the manuals in that great condition, I'm happy with that as well. So there's not too many games at all, but we're gonna show you the games right now. There's only 4 games that came with it. So the first game was Pokemon Pinball, which you saw. All right, so pretty cool. You know, nothing here is like ridiculous games or anything like that. We got Rugrats right here. Tetris. And we got Miss Pac-Man. Now, all this stuff, like I said, has the manuals and everything like that, which is really cool. So I was excited to find that, you know. And this right here was an awesome find for something that, you know, I didn't even know it was a garage sale there. I wasn't planning on it. I was making a U-turn. There was no signs telling me there's a garage sale on that street either, so which was really weird. I bet that's why she's wondering, why is no one going to my house? Well, that's why. There's no signs anywhere that says there's a garage sale on that street. But if that wasn't cool enough, she also brought something else down the steps. So check out this video right here. The Sega Game Gear. That's what she brings out. First, I didn't know what to expect as soon as I saw this bag. I'm hoping it has a lot of things inside of it, and here's what it had. So you can see, look at all the games are lined up on top. It wasn't too many games, but it's pretty cool to get it in the bundle. Then look at everything else right there. It's just amazing. The Game Gear itself, as you can see, looks really nice and clean, great condition. Looks like someone took good care of it, or they didn't even use it. Then we also had this right here, which I thought was pretty cool. Was the cleaning kit for the Game Gear. That was inside. This right here is really cool. This is the battery pack for the Game Gear. So I'm going to explain that in more detail in a little while, but I just want to show you guys that for a second. Then we also have right here, which is something else that's pretty cool, is the super wide gear for the Game Gear, which makes you zoom in on the Game Gear games, which is pretty neat. We also have the AC adapter, of course, which is what you need for the Game Gear because of the fact that it's always running out of batteries. So yeah, as you can see, like the way it looked, this bag itself is pretty cool. You know, you could fit so many games inside of it. It's really a nice traveling bag. It's really just a beautiful traveling bag, and she kept in great shape. And I thought it was pretty cool to see that at a garage sale. So you know, I was really excited too. She brought this out, and I'm like hoping that, you know, we could work out a good arrangement for the price for this and also the Game Boy Color. That was an awesome find. And here's a closer look at the Game Gear itself. And as you can see, it is pretty good. You know, I really like the way it looks. It's in really good condition and everything, which I also like. It's good things about this Game Gear. Inside of it, you can tell like they never use a battery, and I figured they probably wouldn't put batteries inside of it when they have everything else. So that's pretty cool. The other thing that I want to show you guys, closer look, is this the wide gear, the super wide gear for the Game Gear. The way it works is, in case you're wondering, just put this like this, so which is pretty cool. And that's it. Like it allows you to look in closer, and it makes it look, you know, expands everything, which is the way you want to play sometimes. You know, I thought it was a neat accessory, and like the fact that this lady had like every accessory pretty much it came with the Game Gear all in one bag was really cool. Now this battery pack is this right here I want to talk about. Now this battery pack, what this does is you get the AC adapter and you charge this battery pack. And what this battery pack does is it keeps the charge throughout the day. So now when you leave, you actually just put this on your belt buckle or something like that, or in your pocket or whatever, and you connect this end to the Game Gear, and it lets the Game Gear keep a charge without using any batteries. And it lets it still be a portable system where you don't have to plug it into a wall or anything. So the idea is pretty cool. It sounds good in theory, but the problem is this big battery pack. This battery pack weighs a good amount. It's like about 2-3 pounds, and it may not seem like a lot, but after a while it just kind of seems ridiculous walking around with this to plug into your portable system just for it to keep a charge. So I thought that was pretty funny, but it's cool to see this included in the bundle, and I just feel like this whole thing was pretty cool. I never had the battery pack. I had the Game Gear and everything, and I always used to play plugged into something because the batteries was ridiculous. It lasted, if you're lucky, an hour, like not even. And yeah, so I was really happy to see this, and I thought it was pretty funny that this was in there. Besides that, we have a bunch of games over here. So the first one is Columns over here. I know you guys aren't going to be able to see it too well, but you can see it decently right there. I'm not going to take it out of the cases. So Columns, which is pretty cool. They got Arc Rivals, a basketball game. And we got Pac-Man. Nothing amazing with these games, but like I said, fortunate to get this Super Space Invaders. So, and that's it. The rest are just cases and stuff like that. Plus, we have the cleaning kit for the Game Gear. But that's it for the whole bundle. That's it for all that stuff. Oh, by the way, one last thing I want to show you guys is I did not notice until I actually was filming. Inside the front part of that Game Gear bag had all the manuals for everything. The original Game Gear had manuals for everything, which is pretty cool. It has a poster as well, which I was really excited to see that it has original poster. It has everything that you want from all the games that it came with from original Game Gear. It's just awesome to see that this lady literally had all the instruction manuals, everything. She kept everything in perfect condition. So I thought that was awesome, and I was really excited about this. So that was my pickup this past weekend from that one lady. That was what I picked up this weekend. Of course, I had other stuff from other garage sales, but that was the highlight of my weekend. And yeah, so let's go to the price. When I asked her how much do you want for all this stuff, she didn't know what price, and like I didn't want to be the first person to say price either. And then we were there for like 5 minutes and no one was saying a price or anything. And she honestly didn't know, but I knew that she had it in attic, so I knew that whatever it wasn't going to be too expensive because she doesn't really truly care. So then she throws out $50. And to be honest with you, if you look at this, $50 is, I think, a fair deal. But the problem is I didn't have $50 on me at all. In fact, I had exactly $41 on me. And that's the deal that we had. I gave her $41. Because I had exactly 41 singles on me. And I made sure that's what I do. I get singles all the time so that when I go to garage sales, I don't need to break change or anything, so I can get exact change. And also when I go to flea market, I like to have singles. And I gave her 41 singles for that. And I think $41 for all that is a great thing. I mean, if you really look back to the Game Boy Color in this great condition, this goes for at least $15, $20 on eBay, sometimes more than that. And yes, the speaker has to be fixed, but even I've seen ones that they say that the speakers are broken. They let you know the speakers are blown out, but the head jack works, and they still go for $15, $20. So I'm pretty sure all this stuff is definitely worth more than $41. And with the manuals and everything, without a doubt, and the traveling bags, without a doubt. So I'm very, very excited about this. I think this is a pretty damn good pickup, and the Game Gear one got me more excited than the Game Boy one because I really enjoyed the Game Gear more than the Game Boy, but unfortunately the battery did not last long at all. But let me know what you guys thought about this pickups, and if you enjoyed it. What was your favorite part of my pickups? Was it the PlayStation, was it the Game Boy Color, or was it the Game Gear? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this, and definitely stay tuned to next week because I have more pickups that I got that I didn't show because I was so excited to show this. But who knows? Maybe next week I might find something and have some more, even more things to show you guys as well. So this is from Not Too Nerdy. I'm out. See you, YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps me out. Also, if you're new to this channel, subscribe so you can see new videos from me every week. And remember, it's okay to be not too nerdy.